I'll bring it up again. One of my favorite games I played last year. I think I described it as the most 7 out of 10 game to come out, and that was Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
True.
The game did nothing special, but goddamn, did I enjoy it?
Yeah. Which I guess speaking of, that's something I can segue into that to one of the things from the weekly wrap up real quick. The Mark Dara interview that he did with Matty Pat Plays. He talked about a lot of different things with Dragon Age and BioWare and everything. He's a former BioWare producer. He just spoke on a lot of different things. Like one thing that he said about the Veilguard, which we've talked about, especially after the whole like full article live service thing, where he said the Veilguard was basically 4 games stitched together and should have been canceled in like probably 2019 or 2017.
They completely restarted on it. At least 3 times.
Yeah, no, like 4 different games stitched together. That's a wild statement, but bruh, once you play it and you kind of look around and kind of view the scenery, you're like, huh.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that. Like what you've talked about is the systems.
Well, it's like the item system in particular is a mobile game system.
Yeah.
And then it's like exploring the world throughout it. I mean, it's laid out like a live service open zone game would be laid out.
Yeah.
Where it's like walking around, and you're like, yeah, this is definitely a public event area right here.
Right.
But yeah, it's
even the menus. You talked about the menus too.
I mean, the whole thing. You could like, if you just go into it and you're playing it and have no idea about it, you'd be like, this just seems a bit weird.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's like if you've played a bunch of different types like mobile games or like live service games, and that you get into it and you're like, yeah, this was supposed to be a loot box system here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like half of the exploration was built on like a live service, run around this area and do stuff with other people.
I mean, it's very obvious, even if from like the tower, because there's way too much space in that tower for just you and your crew.
Yeah.
It was very much supposed to be
very obvious.
It's a hub area.
It's supposed to be a hub area with mission select.
Yeah. No, is it the lighthouse is what it's called? Yeah. The lighthouse was massive for the amount of people that were there.
Even when you get your full cast of characters, there's still so much space.
Yeah, it's not like the biggest hub in the world, right? But it's big for the amount of people that's there.
Even down to like the smallest aspect of the fact that your character's room, if you go into it, there's like some of the collectible items that you pick up throughout. You can decorate your room with. It was like, oh, this was supposed to be like a housing area that you can show off to people.
Yep.
Look at the things I've killed, guys.
Yeah, exactly. No, it once you start to hear like from the Bloomberg article and plus what he was saying in this interview, it's pretty clear.
Then you get to the end part and you get to the first person RPG.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened? We're telling a whole new story, guys.
Yeah.
Well, you're not telling a whole new story. You're just.
It feels
you're
like
finally telling it good.
Yeah.
Everything up to there is just.
It's like you play the entire game in like chibi form, and then that last ending part, you're suddenly all JoJo styles.
Yeah. I played that game for 65 hours, and about 63 of those hours, tone didn't match the end of that game.
Yeah. No, look, that's one of those games that it's not a bad gaming experience. It's just an interesting one. It's one of those like, hey, if you can like, I think it just recently came to Game Pass. No, it came to PlayStation Plus. I think is what it came to. Yeah, it came to PlayStation Plus. So it's like if you got PlayStation Plus, check it out.
Just don't pay attention to the writing or dialogue.
Yeah,
and you'll be fine.
If you can get it super cheap, it's worth playing. Especially if you've never played a Dragon Age, go into it and just call it. Oh, this game is just simply called the Veilguard. Play it like that, and then go play all the other Dragon Ages.
The thing is, if you've never played a Dragon Age game, you don't have a reference to point to. That's how I played it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, and if you play the Veilguard and decide you want to go play the other Dragon Age games, that's another entire box you're opening up there.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Because the fan base of Dragon Age is, everyone's in agreement. First one's great. Anything after that is up in the air.
Yeah,
it's always a fight.
It's depending on who you ask.
Yes.
Which that's something else he talked about was, apparently they were hard trying to pitch to get Dragon Age remasters, whether if it was strictly just doing like a remake of the first one or a remaster of the three, and they even had a bundle name for it. They were going to call it the Champions Trilogy, but just kept getting shot down. And like this guy was like, dude, my mom said the only chance of survival this property has is you got to do a remaster of the OGs and get interest back in the property.
Yeah.
At least do the first one to get interest back in the property. But he's just like, I don't think BioWare's got the time or the care of time to put it towards Dragon Age at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's one where, I mean, I'd be interested in playing the earlier games.
Yeah.
But I look at them, I'm like, that looks like it'd be rough to go back to. But it's one where it's like, I mean, Veilguard wasn't the best game ever made. They made another one, I'd play it.
Right. Let's see. He also talked about how Anthem was apparently born out of a slight identity crisis. Apparently, Anthem was pitched by Casey Hudson, and it was pitched by like the Mass Effect team because they wanted to do something different.
Oh.
And they wanted to jump into the live service mentality, where it was going to be a strong narrative-focused game that was going to be a live service. And well, we saw what happened.
I mean, Anthem as an idea is a fantastic idea.
Correct.
Every implementation of that game was tragic.
Correct. Very correct. He not in the interview, but in I think it was a YouTube comment, he also talked about Andromeda's Quarian Arc DLC because someone commented, it's like, I think they commented when the team canceled the Quarian Arc DLC, that told me that there was no chance they would ever actually fix Anthem. Like I gave up at that point, or it was like vice versa, or whatever it was. And he personally responded to that comment, where it's just like apparently the team that was working on the Quarian Arc DLC, there was strong pressure outside BioWare to shut that team down in Montreal. So that's why the Quarian Arc DLC got canceled and they
became a comic.
And yeah, it became a comic and it became a novel. So add to that, I guess. And then the last thing I just added in is that he apparently thinks this year the game industry is shakier than ever, which 1000% agree. With live service games being a big part of the reason, and he does think that apparently GTA 6 could be the game that will shift a change in the industry, which I can see that too. It just depends. I can see that. I mean, GTA 6 is going to do ungodly high numbers. And
one other thing I saw this week related to Dragon Age, I don't know if you have it in there. I didn't read whatever you put in there. Was I saw an article that was Dragon Age Origins supposed to be a standalone game. Wasn't supposed to be a series.
Yep.
I did not see that one.
It was supposed to be a standalone game.
It was supposed to be its own thing.
Hmm.
And I guess it was just it got popular enough to where they're like, guess let's make another one.
Yeah.
I did not see that, but in terms of let's make another one thing that I did see from someone who was commenting from the interview is that basically, I guess with the second, the third, and as well as the fourth, Dragon Age never had a consistent way to go forward.
Oh no.
It was always like BioWare took Dragon Age as the guinea pig of let's try to fit a current trend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's also kind of wild and interesting that it's just like BioWare and EA never fully utilized the potential of the Dragon Age name and property because 2, 3, and 4 were all certain types of gaming trends that were going on at whatever time. So
because I mean, literally, the first game and pretty much every ending you do, it finishes the story. There's
no open.
It has an end. It's all right, after that, your character's either gone or is done, whatever, and then it carries on. And then the couple DLCs it has gives finishes for the couple loose ends for some of the choices. If you choose to have Morgana help Morgana with a child, and that gets the power of I forget what the enemy, the big bad at the end of Dragon Age is. It's been so long. You literally go and track down Morgana and your child to see where'd they go,
Right.
things like that. And 2 was very just because it's just oh, you're a family that's escaping this one city we never saw in Origins, but got absolutely demolished. And then it sends you to Kirkwall, and then you're just the hero of Kirkwall. And the whole basis for leading the third in is Varric's been in prison telling your story, because you as the hero Kirkwall is not involved in any point in this. Just Varric's telling your story to this. I think she's a No, she's not a Templar. She's the like really mean lady in 3. I forget her name.
Yeah, the one that you meet at the very beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and can romance the human.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. She is very mean.
She more or less in the entirety of 2 is she has Varric in a room telling this tale of the hero of Kirkwall, and which I maybe even say the names. God, it's been forever since I played Dragon Age. And then it just ends with him finishing his tale and her walking out and just seeing the storm sort of vague thing that's supposed to reference the big plague or whatnot that's happening in 3. And then you have 3, and then they like insert people from 1 and 2 here and there. It's like, hey, we're all here.
Yeah, big gathering. Oh God, man. The Dragon Age property is it's so unfortunate what's happened to it. You know, of just like where you had like this one great entry, standalone entry, and then it's just like, yeah, let's just meet whatever kind of trends.
1 was well received, 2 was bashed very hard, 3 was a pretty good mid ground. It was initially bashed, but as people came around as it went on, like, oh, this is better than we remember.
Yeah, and then you have Veilguard, which time will tell how that one holds up. But
I will say Inquisition is one of those ones where like when it came out, I don't remember people being very fond of it.
Nope.
But it's one of those games where it's like over time, as people go back to it, I think people enjoy it more now.
Yes.
yeah,
It's one where it's like at the time people weren't happy with it because I think it's not what they wanted.
No,
But then
it wasn't.
they go back to it after a little while and they're like, actually,
wait a minute.
this is pretty good.
I was about to say, yeah, Veilguard is not Veilguard. Inquisition is very much better well received now than it did when it came out.
Yeah, which is, the opposite of BioShock Infinite, whereas super well received when it came out, and now people look back on it like, I'm not so sure about this
I
one.
don't know. I still enjoy Infinite.
Which also shout out to the new BioShock, because the Take-Two CEO said, without a doubt, it is releasing. And I'm just like, well, all right.
Even if people don't want to hate on BioShock Infinite, they just go play Burial at Sea. It's a 2-part DLC. It's separate from majority of Infinite. It's well put together. It makes Infinite look so much better.
Right. So I don't know. But I thought that interview was really interesting. I will say there were some even more interesting elements to the interview of where it's like you could tell there was a lot of approved questions. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, a lot of approved questions, not hitting the heavy hitting questions, whatever they are. I did.
I mean, the person doing the interview is still employed, isn't he? Or he's probably under NDAs.
I mean, it's possible he's under NDAs, but he's not with BioWare anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this was like one of the lead producers at one point.
Gotcha.
He's just not with BioWare anymore. But thought that was all interesting stuff.